Biological researchers tell us that medical conditions are not purely genetic conditions, but symptoms of a disrupted internal environment influenced by stress, fear, or emotional trauma. So, in this video, I'll address how negative emotions affect our propensity for illness, and more importantly, how we can recover and become healthy again. As a medical intuitive, I know this. The body is not separate from who we believe ourselves to be. The body is who we are. In other words, our body is our consciousness in physical form, a living, breathing map of all of our soul's experiences, every thought, every belief, and all of the stories that we've told ourselves about ourselves and the pain that goes along with our stories. Every imbalance, all of these carry with it an emotional frequency, like a message waiting to be heard. What I'm saying is that underneath every pain, illness, and disease lies an emotional component. The systems of our body are set up this way. And when unresolved, these stuffed emotions craftily bury themselves in the cells of our body, causing stress to the body. And more importantly, stress, it's the number one debilitator of our health. So, what are some of these emotions? Grief, guilt, anger, shame, fear, old traumas. They're all stored like hidden secrets in the tissues of our organs, glands, blood, and tissue. I'll give you an example of this. It's a very personal story. But years ago, one of my children became estranged from my family and from me, not by my choice. I was devastated. I felt such an extreme loss, and I went into deep grief over it. Later that year, my doctor at the time discovered that I had developed a very large fibroid tumor in my uterus. Not knowing then what I know now, at my doctor's suggestion, I opted for a complete hysterectomy. Now, having the knowledge of the relationship between emotions and the body, it's clear to see that the very place that this child came from, my uterus, was also grieving, and the grief showed up months later as a tumor in my body. This is what I know. Unresolved, deep-seated, stuffed emotions become the breeding ground for illness and disease. Now, of course, the illness would not appear immediately, as in my story. It took time for the tumor to grow. But most often, abandoned emotions incubate over time before they manifest in the body. Yet, when we meet these emotions with presence, when we bring understanding and compassion to the feelings we've unknowingly abandoned, something extraordinary happens. The energy shifts, the cells respond, and the body begins to go into healing. So, what about our daily stressors? Tight, bundled up, anxious emotions are the body's greatest thief to health. And stress stems not only from the busyness of our daily lives, of course, stress can be induced by worry or over concern about finances or the state of the world. It can be caused by grief, difficult relationships, and of course, change. Stress then dictates the state and function of our systems. It hijacks our hormones. It disrupts our digestive system and brings along with it high blood pressure, addictions, sleeplessness, and more. Stress confuses the natural intelligence of the body. Yet, stress in the body is many times related to inherited beliefs, burdens, and traumas from our past lives or ancestral wounds. And these all live in the body's memory, encoded in our DNA. But here's what's true at the deepest level. A cell is created pure, clear, and perfect, healthy. It's the experience of the environment, emotional, energetic, ancestral, that brings a cell into disease. Yet, what was once influenced toward disease can be re-influenced towards health. And when we uncover the root cause, when we allow trapped emotions to rise and release, body remembers through its original blueprint how to return to balance. I'll give you an example now. One of my clients' past lives experiences and how I was able to help unlock her story and offer relief. This young woman came to me years ago. She and her husband had been trying for 4 years to achieve pregnancy, to give birth to a child. After these 4 years and after visiting doctor after doctor, I did a session with her and I discovered in her reproductive system that in a previous lifetime, so whether you believe in previous lifetimes or not, here's a little bit of proof. In her previous lifetime, she was married, had children, but this life had taken place, years and years ago, like maybe as a pioneer in the United States, out on a prairie, a little log cabin. Her husband was out in the field and her children were up in bed sleeping while she was outside hanging clothes on the line. A fire began in the house. It had been a kitchen fire, and all of her children died. So what happened? What did she do? In that lifetime, she vowed she would never, ever have to ever experience a grief like this ever again. Her system's locked up, and now she carried that story into this lifetime. But guess what? We discovered it. We found her story. And the good news is that months later, she sent me an email saying, Deb, I'm expecting a baby girl next summer. My doctor confirmed that I conceived this baby about a week after our session together. See? Healing is not just about fixing the physical body from an outside source, although this is sometimes necessary because, we break bones or experience physical trauma, such as an accident. But healing the body is more about discovery. It's listening and it's loving and nurturing our buried emotions. And it's reclaiming the self that was never broken to begin with. This is the process of a medical intuitive, helping people read their body's messages, giving them a voice, and helping them recover. Not with fear, but with reverence, honoring the experiences that the person has had. I'll leave you now with 3 tips, my best advice for bringing correction and balance to your body. Number 1, allow your body to speak to you. Go to that place and part of you that has a pain or illness. Treat it almost like it was a child and ask it what it needs. Number 2, courageously listen to it with an open heart. And the third one, give understanding and love to the wounded parts that simply want to be heard. If you would like to go on an adventure of discovery with me, schedule a medical intuitive session by clicking on my website link below. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.